Ya, papi.
A simple man, forced to work as a slave in a diamond mine, with no hope of ever escaping that life, until one unbelievable twist of fate changes everything. He discovers a rare and priceless gemstone, a gigantic pink diamond, the kind that could leave the entire world in awe. That man is Solomon. The moment his eyes land on that shining jewel, his heart begins to race. He knows this is his chance to change his life forever, but he also knows that one wrong move could mean death. Not long before, another worker was caught trying to hide a tiny diamond in his mouth and was executed on the spot, without mercy. Now the question is, where do you hide a stone that big? As Solomon desperately tries to think, fate intervenes again. A sudden explosion erupts nearby. The blast destroys a water pump in the mine, and the guards rush off to see what's happening. Without wasting a second, Solomon crouches down, slips the diamond between his toes, and claims he needs to go to the bathroom, trying to get away as fast as possible. But things don't go as planned. A sharp-eyed rebel commander notices something suspicious and stops Solomon. They search him from head to toe, but find nothing. The diamond is perfectly hidden, tucked beneath the sole of his foot. Believing he's in the clear, Solomon moves to a more secluded spot to hide the gem properly. But just as he thinks he's safe, he feels the cold barrel of a gun pressed against his head. It's the commander again. He had followed Solomon in secret and now demands the diamond. Solomon is moments away from handing over when destiny steps in once more. Government soldiers launch a surprise attack and an explosion detonates right beside them. The rebel commander is severely injured and Solomon takes the opportunity to escape. He runs to a dead tree and buries the diamond at its base, but there's no time to celebrate. Moments later, he's captured by government troops and thrown into prison. And guess who he finds there? That's right, the rebel commander, brutally wounded, missing an eye, but very much alive. And with incredible audacity, he shouts in front of everyone. This man is hiding a rare pink diamond. Whoever finds it will be richly rewarded. All eyes turn to Solomon as if he were a walking treasure chest. Desperate to clear his name, he denies everything and even strips naked in front of everyone to prove he's hiding nothing. It convinces the naive, but not everyone. Among the prisoners is a man who immediately understands what's really going on. Danny Archer. Danny is a white African, born and raised on the continent, a diamond smuggler who knows every shortcut and danger of the black market. Wherever there's a shiny stone, you can be sure Danny isn't far away. Life in this world is like walking through a minefield. One mistake and you're finished. But Danny is no ordinary man. He's fast, clever, and has learned how to survive where most don't. Earlier that same day, Danny had secured another shipment of diamonds. His plan was to smuggle them across the border disguised as a magazine journalist with help from local shepherds. The diamonds were hidden in an unusual way, stitched beneath the skin of a sheep. But this time the plan goes wrong. He nearly gets caught red-handed and is forced to call his boss, the feared Colonel Coetzee, leader of the region's most powerful mercenary militia. Even so, Danny ends up thrown in jail. Ironically, that turns out to be his lucky break. Inside prison, he hears about Solomon's legendary pink diamond. As soon as he's released by one of his contacts, Danny rushes to spread the word. That diamond is worth a fortune. Do whatever it takes to get that man out of prison. Because Danny knows better than anyone what that stone is worth. If he can get his hands on it, he won't just be rich forever, he'll finally be able to disappear and escape the colonel's grip. Back at his hotel, Danny pulls a knife from his pocket and rips out one of his own teeth. Yes, his own tooth. Hidden inside it is another diamond, meant only for emergencies. At the same time, a stranger breaks into his room. Elsewhere, Danny's associates have already freed Solomon from prison and given him some money so he won't be arrested again for having nothing. Solomon is confused and completely lost, but none of that matters to him anymore. All he wants now is to find his family.
Before all of this, Solomon lived a simple life. He worked as a fisherman, cared for his wife, and raised his 3 children. One of them, Dia, was the pride of the family, hardworking, obedient, and dedicated. Every single day, he walked 5 kilometers just to get to school. But on an ordinary day, everything turned into a nightmare. Solomon had gone to pick Dia up from school when their village was attacked by a group of armed rebels. These men had no mercy. They opened fire on everything that moved, even children. It was a massacre. In the middle of the chaos, Solomon managed to save his wife and children, but he himself was captured. At first, the order was simple: cut off his arm. But when the rebels realized how strong and resilient he was, they changed their minds. Instead, they sent him straight to the diamond mines. And that's where the story circles back to the moment when Solomon discovers the diamond. Meanwhile, Danny, after exchanging his money, ended up at a bar, not to enjoy the night, but to buy a gun. There, a beautiful woman named Maddie caught his attention. At first, Danny was only looking for a quick fling, but during their conversation, she revealed she was a journalist, and worse, she had already figured out that he was a diamond smuggler. Maddie wanted to expose the blood diamond trade and uncover the powerful men behind it. Danny hated dealing with reporters. Even so, she stuck close, pressing him for information, but he refused to say anything. When he returned to his hotel room and found it completely ransacked, Danny knew one of his own associates had betrayed him to the colonel. In a place where everyone tries to profit at someone else's expense, trust is a rare commodity. Danny was furious. The traitor who had broken into his room was standing right there, pretending nothing had happened. Danny played along, for a moment, then he punched him square in the face and stormed out, determined to confront the colonel. Later, Danny is summoned for tea at the colonel's mansion. This man not only leads mercenaries, but also traffics diamonds and assists the government in controlling rebel forces, a true war profiteer. When he hears about the pink diamond, he doesn't hesitate. He gives Danny a direct order. "Bring me that stone, and all your debts to me disappear." Then he delivers the final blow. "You will never leave Africa. This is your home." He drops a handful of red soil into Danny's palm, as if sealing a sentence. Danny, who grew up under the colonel's shadow, knows exactly what he's capable of. He swallows his anger and focuses on one thing: finding Solomon. But Solomon trusts no one. He swears he has never seen any pink diamond in his life. With no other options, Danny resorts to stalling. That same night, he returns to the bar where he ordered the weapon. The owner hands him the revolver as promised, but also delivers a grim warning. "The rebels are going to attack this city tomorrow. If you want to stay alive, you'd better leave now." And as fate loves its twists, who does Danny run into there? Maddie, the same journalist who had left him furious during their last encounter. But this time is different. They cling to each other like former lovers forced apart by circumstance. Yet beneath the charged atmosphere, each wants something. Danny wants pleasure. Maddie wants information about the diamond trade. Even with tension and attraction in the air, neither backs down. Tempers flare quickly. Maddie strikes first. "I've seen too many people like you, Danny. People who don't care about human lives, only money." Danny fires back. "You think you're noble? You really believe you're going to change Africa? You're part of this too. If it weren't for American girls like you dreaming of fairy tale weddings and shiny rings, these diamonds would have no value. No one would be dying for them." Maddie doesn't flinch. Not every American woman dreams of a princess wedding, and not every African kills his own people. Every day, there are people trying to do good, but clearly you're not one of them. Once again, the conversation ends badly. The next day, the bar owner's warning comes true. The rebels attack. Chaos erupts across the city. War breaks out everywhere. That's when Danny finally finds Solomon. He tries to convince him to cooperate. "That diamond will get you killed, Solomon. You'll never be able to sell it on your own."
But Solomon can only think of his family. "I just want to find my wife and children, nothing else." "Without my help, you'll never find anyone," Danny replies bluntly. As the two argue, gunfire explodes around them. The rebels storm the streets, and the city descends into hell. Amid the chaos, Danny finally manages to convince Solomon to trust him, at least for now. With years of experience as a mercenary, Danny guides Solomon through gunfire, collapsing buildings, and screaming crowds. They take cover inside a ruined structure. When night falls, they use the darkness to try to escape the city, But one final obstacle stands in their way. 3 rebel soldiers guarding the only exit. It's now or never. Do this. Pretend you're a rebel. I'll act like your prisoner. When they let their guard down, I'll handle the rest. That's exactly what they do. The moment the guards relax, Danny draws his weapon and kills all 3 without hesitation. He grabs a sniper rifle from one of them and takes down another rebel trying to flee further ahead. Solomon witnesses everything and is shaken by the cold-blooded efficiency of his partner. After that, they blend in with a group of refugees and make their way to a government-controlled camp. There, Danny runs into a journalist he knows and through him reconnects with Maddie. He arrives with a deal already prepared. I give you information. In return, you use your access to UN files to help Solomon find his family. Danny knows that pushing Solomon without offering something in return won't work. If he wants the diamond, he has to help first. Maddie quickly realizes she's being used, but she agrees. As a journalist, she doesn't care about Danny's motives if it means saving lives. Before long, Maddie gets the information Solomon has been praying for. His wife and daughter are alive in a refugee camp in neighboring Guinea. But when they arrive by helicopter, the situation is overwhelming. The camp already holds over 1 million people. Finding someone there is like searching for a needle in a haystack. Yet, as if fate still has a shred of mercy left, Solomon spots his wife and daughter in the crowd. It's a moment of pure relief, but the joy is short-lived. His son, Dia, isn't there. He was taken by the rebels. Solomon is devastated. He knows exactly what happens to children abducted by these groups. They're trained to become soldiers, cold, violent, and ruthless. And that's exactly what happened to Dia. Once a gentle, studious boy, he has been turned into a child warrior. A soldier trained by the same one-eyed commander who captured Solomon long ago. During village raids, Dia is always the first to fire, without blinking. As if that weren't enough, the government begins to fear that refugees might join the rebels. As a result, they announce that no one is allowed to leave the camps until the war is over. Not Solomon, not his wife, not his daughter. With his son gone and no way to act, Solomon becomes a broken man. Day after day, he does nothing but whisper his son's name, staring into nothingness. Meanwhile, Danny can only think about one thing, the diamond. After spending so much time earning Solomon's trust, he finally learns where the stone is buried, and now he wants to go back and claim his prize. But it's not that simple. The area where Solomon hid the diamond is crawling with armed groups, militias and rebels. Going in alone would be almost suicidal. The only option is to infiltrate Maddie's team, which has special permission to enter the war zone under the cover of journalism. But Maddie herself is struggling. She graduated from one of the top universities in the United States. She could be living in New York, in an apartment overlooking Central Park. Instead, she chose chaos, trying to change the world with her camera and her words. And no matter how powerful her reports are, in the end, all she ever gets from readers are a few tears. Nothing truly changes. The pain, the injustice, the greed, everything stays the same, and it's eating her alive. This time, Maddie wants more than tears. She wants to expose the real people behind the blood diamond trade. Whether moved by her dedication or simply focused on securing his own profit, Danny finally comes clean.
He tells her everything. He explains how diamonds are smuggled through hidden routes into neighboring countries, handed over to middlemen who use bribes and forged documents to make them appear legally mined. From there, they're exported to the international market. And behind it all is one man, Van de Kopp. He controls the diamond supply like a leash, keeping prices high while fueling the war, blocking rebel diamonds from reaching the open market directly. It's a dirty, bloody, and incredibly profitable game. Danny promises to deliver solid proof, but only after getting his hands on the pink diamond. "If I talk before that, I won't live long enough to tell the ending," he says. Maddie accepts the deal. And so Danny and Solomon join her team, disguised as members of the production crew. But on the way to the area where the diamond is buried, the convoy is attacked by rebels. After that, the entire team steps out of the vehicles and takes the opportunity to document what just happened. In that moment, Danny convinces Maddie and Solomon to switch to the smaller car and continue the journey separately. Further down the road, the convoy is attacked again by another group of rebels. The driver is killed, and Danny immediately takes control of the vehicle, speeding away through a hail of gunfire. As they're chased by rebel vehicles, Danny loses control and crashes into a dense forest, Ironically, the accident makes the rebels abandon the pursuit, but with the car wrecked, the group is forced to continue on foot. While fleeing through the jungle, they come across an isolated village led by a compassionate man who shelters former child soldiers. The small community is an oasis of hope in the middle of hell. Traumatized children learn to laugh again, sing, and reclaim fragments of their childhood that was stolen from them. For the first time, the group can breathe. There's a comforting silence, a rare sense of relief in a world defined by chaos. That night, as they drink palm wine and listen to local music, Danny finally lets his guard down. He opens up to Maddie, revealing that beneath the mask of a ruthless mercenary lies a boy shattered by war. His family was murdered before his eyes, and ever since he has lived like a war dog, serving whoever pays the most. The pink diamond is now his only chance to leave Africa and start over. Moved by his confession, Maddie sees something deeper in him. For the first time, Danny lowers his defenses, gently touching her face, as if begging to be seen beyond the armor he wears. But the peace doesn't last. The next morning, the village leader takes a vehicle to help the three reach their destination. On the way, 2 armed child soldiers block the car on a bridge, issuing threats. The leader tries to reason with them, offering something better, but the boys refuse to listen and open fire. Danny, Maddie, and Solomon flee, carrying the wounded village leader with them. They seek help from Colonel Coetzee's forces, but the colonel refuses medical assistance and instead demands the diamond. With no other option, Danny accepts the near-suicidal mission of guiding them to the stone, sensing he may not return alive. Before leaving, he hands Maddie all the evidence she needs to expose the blood diamond trade: photos, documents, names. Maddie begs him to run away with her, but Danny refuses. He knows that true freedom will only come after he closes the cycle that destroyed him. In a final, unexpected gesture, Maddie writes her phone number on Danny's hand and says, "If you survive." It's the closest thing to a promise of love. The kiss they share is quiet, brief, and heavy with meaning. Danny then leaves with Solomon toward the place where the diamond is hidden. Along the way, Solomon explains that he buried the stone during the mine attack, carefully hiding it to protect it. Before reaching the destination, they spot a rebel convoy. Frozen in shock, Solomon recognizes his son, Dia, now dressed as a soldier, his eyes cold and distant. Overcome with emotion, Solomon nearly ruins everything by trying to run toward the boy. Danny stops him, shouting in rage, "You'll get us killed." They finally reach the area where the diamond was buried, but the site is empty, already disturbed. Danny senses a trap and contacts Colonel Coetzee, offering the exact location of the mine in exchange for arms support. Solomon is furious. He fears an airstrike will kill Dia. Danny responds coldly, "If we don't do this, we won't make it out alive." While they wait for the colonel's forces, Solomon slips away alone in the dead of night, determined to rescue his son. He infiltrates the rebel camp and approaches Dia, only to discover the worst.
The boy has been completely indoctrinated. Dia points a gun at his own father, not recognizing him. Even with his son's weapon aimed at him, Solomon speaks with love. He tells Dia he is his firstborn, that he taught him how to fish, that he loves him. When Danny wakes up and realizes Solomon is gone, he follows, killing a rebel and taking his weapon. But when he sees Solomon surrounded and held at gunpoint by multiple rebels, Danny chooses to wait. The next day, the one-eyed rebel commander comes face to face with Solomon once again. He demands the location of the diamond. To force the truth, the commander threatens Dia, Solomon's son. Watching from a distance, Danny is deeply concerned. Just as Solomon is about to reveal the diamond's location, the rebel village is suddenly attacked by Colonel Coetzee's forces. Chaos erupts. Gunfire comes from every direction. Danny immediately moves to protect Dia, knowing that without the boy, Solomon would never reveal where the diamond is buried. Further ahead, Solomon seizes the moment and catches the one-eyed commander unarmed. Without hesitation, he kills him with a shovel. With the airstrike imminent, the rebels can't hold their position. One by one, they are wiped out. When the smoke clears, Colonel Coetzee surrounds Solomon and demands the diamond's location. Solomon refuses to speak. Infuriated, Danny grabs Dia and threatens him. Solomon freezes. Danny is using his son as leverage. Swallowing his rage and desperation, Solomon finally agrees to lead them to the diamond. Danny, Solomon, and the colonel move through the forest. At the spot where the stone was buried, nothing appears to be there. Growing impatient, the colonel threatens to kill Dia if Solomon doesn't find it immediately. That's when everything explodes. Danny takes advantage of the distraction and attacks one of the soldiers, while Solomon disarms the colonel. A brutal firefight follows. Using every ounce of his experience, Danny kills the soldiers and the colonel. With the threat gone, Solomon finally uncovers the diamond. Only then does Danny realize he's been shot during the fight. And to make things worse, Dia raises a gun, ready to finish him off. But Solomon reaches his son in time, breaking through the indoctrination just enough to stop him from pulling the trigger. The three flee together. Along the way, Danny takes the diamond from Solomon and contacts an associate who will extract them by plane. The problem is distance. They'll have to walk for miles to reach the pickup point. Despite his wound, Danny keeps moving. Step by step, he loses more blood. Solomon begs him to stop and rest. Danny refuses. Time is against them. Climbing a rocky slope, Danny finally understands the truth. He won't make it. There, among red soil and stone, he takes the pink diamond from his pocket, the gem that fueled death, betrayal, and destruction. For a brief moment, he looks at the price of his life. Then he lets it go. He hands the diamond to Solomon. "Use this to save your family," he says calmly, almost relieved. He also gives Solomon Maddie's card and a gun, warning him, "Don't trust the pilot. He might betray you." Soon, enemy voices grow closer.
Danny knows what must be done. To ensure Solomon and Dia escape, he stays behind alone. His wounded body holds on through sheer will as he opens fire, precise and relentless, slowing the pursuit. Only when he sees father and son disappear over the horizon does he lower his weapon. His breathing is heavy. He pulls out the satellite phone and calls Maddie. With a fading voice, he says, "Help Solomon. Take care of them." Maddie, overwhelmed with emotion, promises she will. As the call ends, silence settles in. Almost whispering, Danny adds, "I wish you were here." For the first time, he feels peace. Moments later, a helicopter hovers above him. Danny doesn't run. He simply closes his eyes, touches the blood-soaked earth, and accepts his fate. As the colonel once said, "You were born here. This is where you'll die." And so he does, quietly, at peace, becoming part of a land scarred by war and greed. With Maddie's help, Solomon reaches London with the diamond. Under heavy security, he negotiates directly with representatives of the diamond industry. His only demand, to find and reunite his family. And it happens. The reunion is simple, yet devastatingly powerful. A father, a mother, a son, together again. Maddie documents everything. Her footage exposes the brutal truth behind the blood diamond trade to the world. Solomon also breaks his silence, testifying publicly about the horrors he witnessed. His pain becomes evidence. The impact is immediate. In 2003, 40 countries signed the Kimberley Process, an international agreement requiring all exported diamonds to be certified and traced to conflict-free sources. That's the end. If you've made it this far, comment with the word mustard. Subscribe and leave a like. Until next time, bye-bye.